Today, leaders of Russia's parliament said they will accept Crimea into the Russian Federation if the residents of Crimea vote to separate from Ukraine. This comes just days after Russian President Vladimir Putin said he would not annex the Crimean region. Russia invaded Crimea last week. It was in retaliation after pro-Western demonstrators threw out the Ukrainian president, who favored Russia. Today, Elizabeth Palmer watched Russia tighten its grip.
Russian flags fly atop public buildings, and pro-Russian militias have thrown up roadblocks at the border with Ukraine. The message to the rest of the world: mind your own business. International monitors, including Americans, have twice tried to enter Crimea this week, but the armed men simply wouldn't let them through. Local militias and paramilitaries act as the Kremlin's muscle, and they're prepared to be brutal. Security camera video shows a European photographer attacked and threatened with a gun to his head after he took pictures of other journalists being beaten and robbed. Local media have been censored too. 3 Crimean TV stations have had their signals switched off and replaced with news from Moscow. Elvira Jalal is a correspondent. How do you feel when you turn on your channel and see a Russian broadcast?
I'm very upset because we are really working hard. We are trying to be the best as we can.
Just the other night, Jalal and her crew were roughed up too during a live report. Their station may be off the air, but the reporters are committed to keeping their online news service up to date in the tense run-up to the referendum just 9 days away.
Do you think that this will remain peaceful, or are we headed to war? Are we headed to a conflict?
I'm afraid of national conflict on the day of this referendum.
And tonight, Scott, there's been more violence. A group of armed men crashed a truck through the gates of a Ukrainian air base and then threatened the soldiers inside, trying to get them to surrender. In the end, they didn't, but some of the photographers and journalists who arrived at the scene were beaten up.
Liz Palmer covering the Russian invasion in the Crimea Peninsula. Thank you, Liz.